Good evening, I guess. It is nighttime now, isn't it? Hi guys! We're doing one more Cat Girl stream. I'm probably, if I don't finish her on stream, I'll probably finish her off stream, and then the speed paint will be available at some point on my YouTube channel. So next stream, we're gonna be doing something different. I'm trying to adjust my microphone position for a quick minute. Okay, I think I've got it in a slightly better, if not exactly the same spot it was in before. Alright, let's get started. I also noticed that it took me like all stream to do one shading layer when normally just one shading layer on these takes me like an hour. And I draw a lot slower on stream. That's okay. I'm a really bad artist because my entire desk is littered with cups right now. So too messy artist, yeah. Too many cups. Throat is still a little phlegmy, but it's a lot better than it was yesterday. So hopefully I won't be clearing my throat too often or need too many drinks, but just in case, I've got like a whole cup of orange soda. I know, soda's too very good for your throat, right? And like a full bottle almost of Gatorade right next to me, so. I say that and then my throat immediately starts to throw a fit. I know, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna like super concentrate on drawing basically. So if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'll probably then start getting on the tangents and stories and questions, but right now, a super concentration. Maximum focus. I feel kind of bad that I spent 4 hours on one layer yesterday. So I guess part of my brain is like, no. Today we do art. Every time I come on stream, I remember that I haven't changed any of my profile pictures to like the new portrait I did, and I really should do that. It is a much better portrait than the one I did the year before. You know what I haven't been doing that I really need to do? Fucking shoutouts. God damn. I'm realizing that I am a terrible streamer. I know I'm not. I mean, I'm not the best, but I definitely have room to grow. But I should probably do shoutouts. Go to Tryhard Friend's stream. He's really cool. Sometimes I show up too. But go mostly for him because he's really good at video games. And I'm not gonna put a link right now because maximum focus. I need to get a streamer bot. I say that every goddamn fucking stream. I'm gonna worry about it. The streamer should support other streamers. You get a streamer bot though, because I am very forgetful. Especially when it comes to things that are not immediately in my face. Like, I totally forgot to change the volume on the follower notification until 10 minutes before the stream, and Tryhard was like, hey, you should turn that down. People have been complaining. I'm like, ah, shit, right. Yeah, I planned on fucking doing that. I've been told I might have ADD. And maybe I do. Should I see a doctor about it? Yes. Will I? Probably not anytime soon. I'm very busy. I had a coworker who was telling me about her daughter, and she was talking about how like it seems like she wasn't saying it in like a bad derogatory way, but like she's definitely like a generation at least older than me, and she was like, well, it seems a lot like the slightly younger generation, they all want labels. They want labels for everything. Like there's a lot of LGBTQ plus labels, there's a lot of like new labels for different mental illnesses, and I think that's fair. And she's like, well, we didn't really have labels when I was growing up, and that makes sense. But the thing is that as humans we want labels because it helps us understand what's going on and like put us on a path of like figuring out things. It also gives us like a sense of community, like, hey, I'm not alone in this, other people have this too, it exists. But I noticed something that like once I started researching some of the mental illnesses that like I have a lot of symptoms of, even if I'm eventually going to go to the doctor and get an actual diagnosis. Always do that, guys. Always go to the doctor, get an actual diagnosis, because, you know, maybe it's not the thing you thought it was and it was something else. But it changes the dialogue from, this is just how I am, I'm kind of fucked up, why can't I function, to, oh, this isn't entirely my fault. This is a symptom of something else, and this is how I can work with or around it. I don't know. And that makes me feel really good, at least, where it's like, hey, I'm not just messed up. Like, I'm not just stupid or dumb or can't do the things that everyone else can do just because. It is because of this thing I can't control. Here is how I can figure out how to control or mitigate its effects. And I really like that. That, I don't know, makes me feel less crazy, I guess. The same illustration I was working on last night, because basically as soon as the stream ended, I went to bed. I was like, I'll finish it, and then next stream I can start working on those emotes that I need to work on, and then instead my cat was like, let's lay down. But yeah. So this is her. We're working on the next layer of shading. I did a really dumb thing today where I was like, I could lay down for an hour nap. That's okay, right? Like an hour? I slept for 5 fucking hours. I went to bed. I laid back down at like 11 in the morning, and I woke up and it was like 4:30. So, yeah. I might be staying up late tonight and finishing Cat Girls. How have you been since yesterday, Dozman? I always feel really bad when I sleep all day because I don't know, I'm always so busy that the moment I do anything for myself, my brain's like, how dare you? You could be working on this, or cooking this, or drawing this, or doing this and this and this and this and this. And I'm like, you're right, brain. I should have been more productive. Just vibing, that's fair. I have not gotten a chance to see the YouTube video you put in the Discord because I was asleep all day until basically right before the stream. But I plan on watching it after the stream because I'm very interested in this weird band that the dad started because of the palm reader. The Shags. Yeah. I have this terrible need to constantly be productive to a point where, like, if I get sick and I'm sick in bed, I will lose my goddamn mind. I love it. I love weird, bizarre music. I've been getting I listen to terribly weird music. Lemon Demon is one of my favorite bands. I've also been listening to a lot of, what is she called? I can't remember her name. She's a great musician. I really need to, like, put a channel in the Discord for either music recommendations or just like, hey, this is a song I'm listening to today. Because I think that would be cool. I have terrible taste in music. I've been made fun of my taste in music since the dawn of my birth. And so I'm very insecure about sharing my music, but I also want to. That's like a weird need that I have as a human being, where I'm like, I have to share what I'm doing. Look at the things. I guess it's our stupid pack bonding instinct. Terrible. How dare. Yeah, I have this terrible need to constantly be productive, and it's been very unhealthy. And it's an ongoing process to teach myself how to take breaks and how to have balance, because as soon as I take a break, I'm like, I'm not doing anything ever! That's also not healthy or good. It has been brought up to me that I should talk more about my experience with art stuff. I don't really know where to start with that, because most of the time when I talk about art stuff, it's with people who don't do art stuff, so they either just listen politely and nod along, or they have no idea what I'm talking about and they get really annoyed. But this is an art stream. I'm gonna talk about art stuff. What I'm gonna start with, furry clients for freelance. I have had one. They were very nice. They're very polite. They paid an insane, in my mind, an insane amount of money for art. Like, even as someone who draws, I was like, I like, they asked for like this really big piece, and I laid out like the pricing for everything. I'm like, this is why it's gonna cost this much per character. This is why it's gonna cost this much per. This is how much it's gonna cost because you want a complicated background. And they were like, yeah, I'll pay that. I was like, oh, I expected a fight. I was like, they're gonna argue with me. This is like, I was like, this is how much I'm willing to go down. But honestly, like, I don't do that really. They're like, yeah, no, it's fine. And it wasn't even porn, guys. It was like of their persona and their best friend's persona, but like drawn so that they're on the cover of like the Animal Crossing game, like the original like Nintendo cartridge cover with like all the different characters, and they just wanted that, and it was so sweet. And I was like, this is adorable. I like, when they came up and they're like, hey, can you draw personas? I was like, all right, how big do you want your butthole? I did not say that directly. I was like, yeah. And they might have been one of the nicest clients I've ever had. Most of the time, the clients I have that are really shitty are the ones who want anime. When I was on freelance sites and I was applying to jobs, there was this, I would see some fucking ridiculous requests, okay? But one of them, they wanted to do a manga drawn in like this exact style of like a lesser known, but still fairly like popular 90s manga. That was mainly it was mainly about the young lolly type in mech suits. So I think you can kind of get an idea of the guy that I was talking to. And I applied to the job and I was like, whatever, I want to get into drawing comics. It says he'll pay hourly. He's a verified user, so it means that the site like checked his bank credentials. So it should have been fine. And he was like, I need you to prove to me that you can draw in this style. He's like, I need you to draw me like my character in this style. And I was like, no. I don't do work for free. you either sign a contract with me or you give a commission. I was like, I do not do auditions, okay? And he was like, well, I've had a lot of artists say they can mimic the style and then they can't. So I'm not gonna hire you unless you do. And I was like, I guess you're not hiring me. I was like, that's cool, I will walk away. And yeah. So I mean, if you see an artist portfolio enough to talk to them about it, and you dare ask, like, if you didn't like my portfolio enough to believe that I could do the thing that you wanted, then don't bring up having me do the job. This guy had also put in his ad that he had already talked to like 3 different artists and like been told that they could work on the project, and then they had ghosted him, which people think is like, hey, I'm really desperate, but I also will only work with you if you'll work with me. They're like, I don't know why people put that in their ads, because that's just a huge red flag for artists, where it's like, okay, what if it's like 1, okay, maybe it's a shitty artist. 2, okay, maybe you do have some bad luck. 3, maybe you're a shitty client. Maybe you are just not worth getting paid to work with. People are crazy. So my mom knows what furries are. She didn't know what they were. She didn't fully understand what they were until my mom she's in like a government contract position for one of the local cities on the east side. And she does like the waste management, and they were doing like a convention for sustainability and like eco information, and they were trying to raise awareness for things, and part of that was she had to help coordinate it. And she loves her job, but she was approached, like she got an email from this person. They're like, hey, can we, like, they asked if they could have like a furry booth, and she's like, what is a furry? And she had to like give it to one of her interns and like have them explain what they were to her, and they said yes. The furries were able to go to the convention. I think they were like, I don't know how it related, but it did somehow relate to the point of the street convention. And my mom said that they were super nice. She said that they were really great and they contributed a lot. She's like, this was awesome. She was like, why don't more people like furries? I was like, I don't want to explain this to you.
Oh, thanks. Was like a weird static flip.
I don't know, I liked it. Thought it was cool. I like the weird static flips. things are just kind of quiet over here. Super concentrating. Yeah. For me, it feels like it's like already Sunday. I know it's Saturday still, but I woke up and I was like, it feels like a Sunday where like nothing is happening, nothing is scheduled. I have a lot of cleaning I have to do tomorrow, actually. But it's got that feeling of like, I don't know, Sundays always feel weird for me in that it feels like everyone is like either hungover and really quiet or like everyone's holding their breath. Like if we don't breathe, it won't be Monday yet. Yeah. Late night poetry slam over here. What is this? I have no idea. He is actually doing a ton of research on the culture of Scions and his people from the Pathfinder Forgotten Realms world now. He's like, did you know this happened? And I'm like, I had no clue. I had no clue because you had no clue, so you did not tell me. He's like, they're like the lost city of Atlantis. I'm like, oh, alright, sure, okay. No, the game's been going great. It's been fantastic. I had no idea that Forgotten Realms was from the like Dritz Deruden series. So like at the end we were talking and I was just kind of messing with the map and I like zoomed out way far and I like moved over and I was like, Icewind Dale. I was like, the spine. I was like, oh, those are from the books. I lost my shit for a minute. And then Art was like, yeah, you didn't know that? I lost it. I thought it was so cool. Cause that was one of my favorite series for a while, partially as a kid, cause like I had one like comic issue from the very early like origin story of Dritz. I had one issue and I thought it was amazing. The art was super pretty. I was like, Dad, I want more of these. And he was like, I don't know if this is appropriate. They murder a lot of people. And then at a garage sale, I picked up like a huge, like it was like the last 3 of the Dritz Deruden Icewind Dale series, like all put into one book, like how they did with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where they like put all of them into like one big compendium. They did that with like the last 3 of them or something. So I read like the final entire story arc for that world with Dritz in it, and I loved it. It was awesome. It was so cool. And I was like, I need more, and I've never been able to like find more or pick it back up, really. I think I might have like the 2nd book, but I haven't read it yet. It was so cool. So cool. It's still ongoing? Okay, I had no idea. I thought the author passed away. I might be thinking of somebody else. Or maybe like somebody else like picked it up and was like ghostwriting for him. No? Okay. Okay. I don't know where I heard about that then, but now it's like a series I can, yes. Okay. Maybe I'll pick that back up, because I essentially listen to the same 2 audiobooks on repeat constantly on my phone, just because I don't have a lot of time to read and I have only 2 audiobooks. So I will have to look into that one again and maybe actually start from the beginning. Oh, it was so cool. I'm realizing that a lot of the things that I thought were really cool as a kid were partially just because like I had very limited access to them. So in my mind, that meant that they were awesome. And I would just hyperfixate on the fact that I could not have them. I feel like a lot of children do that, where they're like, no, you can't watch this show. That must mean the show must be amazing. No, you can't play this game. This must be the best game ever. Okay, the Homeland trilogy? Okay. I will look for that one. Might look for it like on Audible first, because just so that I can do, it's easier for me to listen to a book really right now and be able to do other things than it is to sit down and read, which is something that I really miss, but it's just the way my life is right now. And has been for a while, unfortunately. Okay, the Homeland. I will find it. I will read it. I will lose my mind. I know that like he's I think a lot of people compare him to Tolkien and talk about how he kind of like, at least for the D&D fantasy type world, they kind of redid the entire almost genre. Ice-T read one? Oh my god! That sounds amazing. I don't know. I think if I had like a reading of a fantasy novel from Ice-T, I would just listen to it to just laugh because like it's Ice-T. I can't imagine him doing that. And then I'd actually have to like read the book and sit down and take it seriously and be like, all right, now I have to read it. And then once in a while, my brain would be like, and this is how Ice-T said it, and then I'd just end up giggling. Have you ever heard the reading that the guy who voiced Iago in Aladdin? He did a short, I think he might have did it for like an SNL skit, but he did a short reading of some of the sex scenes from 50 Shades of Grey in his Iago voice. It is amazing. Oh my god. It is like the only palatable format for that book, and I love it. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. And now we're gonna save. It amazes me what some voice actors can do. And like the variety of different voices they can do. Like there's this, in one of Art's favorite video games, Lost Odyssey, there's this, the main character who's very serious, he's very stoic, and he's got kind of like this gruff but gentle kind of voice where he's like, right? That voice actor, we looked him up. He also voices Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, like that little like kid voice that's like high pitched and like excited and annoying. And we would have never guessed. We're just like, what is happening? It's pretty fantastic. And then there's also like voice actors that I'll hear and I'm kind of like, oh, they sound familiar. What else are they in? And I'll look them up and it turns out they've been in almost like every Cartoon Network show I've ever seen. Like the guy who voices, there's this show called Codename Kids Next Door. I don't know if you watched it, but it was about kind of like how kids have like a secret like spy society that you're only allowed to be in until you turn 13 and become like a teenager. It was a whole thing. But the main character is like this very distinct voice, and he also has a little bit of a British accent, and it's supposed to be part of his character. That voice actor has been in almost every other, like, he's been in a ton of animes and video games and Cartoon Network shows. He was just mostly side characters until he had like that one main part. But he only did the British accent for like that one character. And he was really good with it. So it was insane. Playing with the shading. this one, this sketch of her, this piece of her looks a lot more like sharper than the other ones. And I didn't do it on purpose, but to me, like, the style reminds me a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, I think I just went a little overboard with the ears. But I think that next time I will draw them a little bit shorter, and maybe like end the tip like around here, make them a little bit more curved. I don't know. I should probably look into what type of cat I want her to be, and then see if there's like any ear distinctions with them. Although I was just kind of like, oh, she's just a standard short-haired white cat. But like these are kind of like long, tufted, almost like Maine Coon ears. I did not do that on purpose. I should be saying I did do it on purpose and sound like, oh, I put so much thought into my cat girl. I did. I'm sorry. You must be very disappointed. Exactly. The cat girl came to me and I drew her. Like, I did not create her. She simply spoke to me and I tried to put her essence upon the page. Oh my god. I can't even take myself seriously when I say shit like that. Sometimes inspiration does just hit, and it's just like, I must, but it is almost never something profound. It is usually like, oh, it would be amazing if I drew a skeleton hand smoking like holding a cigarette. What does that mean? Does it mean cigarettes kill you? No, I just thought it would look cool. I actually kind of had something like that happen in one of my drawing classes. I was in my drawing 2 class in college, and we were studying a type of art style, or not even an art style, like an art movement almost, where they would draw everything perfectly to scale, and they would draw the light source like it was looking directly at it to create as much photorealism as possible. I can't remember what it was called. It was really cool. They would put very ornate frames around them, and that it would give the illusion of almost like shelving or like something up against the wall with like a nice border around it. And they would put them up in bars, and it was like common practice for people to make bets on like if it was real or not. So we had to mimic this, and I did a really good piece. I was very proud of myself. I did very good realism. But my light source, because it was a homework piece, I had to do it in my dorm room. My light source that I pulled from was not perfect. It was not perfectly like above the subject that I was drawing. So it was slightly to the left, which made all the shadows like slightly to the right. So when I turned it in, we're hanging it up on the wall, we're talking, we're doing critique, and the professor's like, you did great on this, but you did not fully you didn't do it properly. And he was like, why did you choose to do that? And I was like, oh, well, the light source I had wasn't right. He goes, okay, I'm gonna have to take points off for that. But what you should have said instead, and he took the piece down and he put it on the floor, and the light source matched the studio lights perfectly, so it looked like they were actually like on the floor. And he's like, you should have said that you did it perfectly to match like this, because it looks like the messy floor of a dorm room, which is essentially what I drew. And I was like, oh fuck. He's like, and then I wouldn't have taken points off. He's like, you never say you didn't do it on purpose. I was like, ah. He was one of my favorite art professors. He gave a lot of good advice. He was a good teacher. Essentially, yes. My high school art teacher was kind of like that too. He had a policy of, if you ask questions, you will get restrictions. So if he gave us a project and he was like, draw 20 pieces as a series of one animal, like, right? Like, he did do that once. And they all have to be in different materials. And someone walks up to him and they go, well, do they all have to be 18 by 24, which was kind of like the standard size for a lot of the pieces we would do for my high school art class. And the teacher looked at me and goes, yours do. And we were like, excuse us, what? And he's like, does anyone else want to do 20 18 by 24 size drawings of one animal? And we were like, no, we do not. Nope, we didn't ask that question. Nope. So if it was not explicitly stated, it didn't matter. Like, but if we asked, then he would make a rule about it, and sometimes it would apply to everyone. Like, one person was like, that's the best example I can think of, because that was the biggest, like, oh, you just done fucked up, because we had to do them all within 2 weeks. So essentially we were just drawing every hour of every day, constantly trying not to die. That was my high school art class. It was fun. I enjoyed it very much. Stretch. Whoa. 5-hour nap was apparently not enough. Oh, thank you. It's nice to have you stop by, Livid Lemming. Thank you again. But yeah, I hope you've been having a good day and a good time. I slept for 5.5 hours. I tried to lay down for an hour-long nap at 11, and I woke up at like 4:30. So yeah, my day has literally just been sleeping. And I got like a full like 10, 11 hours last night. So maybe I'm still recovering from COVID and my body is just like, we need more sleep. I'm still tired. Maybe it's also because I just haven't had any caffeine at all today. I am just struggle busting through being awake today. Nice! Oh, I kind of want to do a Lord of the Rings marathon. That sounds like it would be fun. It's been a very long time since I've marathoned anything, but it's been an even longer time since I've marathoned Lord of the Rings. Are you watching the extended edition? I hope you're watching the extended edition. Ever since I was little, I've only ever watched the extended edition until once I went to a friend's house and they're like, let's marathon Lord of the Rings. I was like, all right, cool. And then there were like, to me, there were just scenes missing. I was like, what's going on? They go, well, this isn't the extended edition. I lived a very privileged Lord of the Rings life. That's not too long. That's the perfect length. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you trying to do them all in like one 24-hour period? I don't even know if that's possible. I think with The Hobbit and with like all the Lord of the Rings extended, I don't know if I don't know, it probably is. Amazing. That is amazing. You've seen all the Lord of the... Yeah, we've talked about this. I have not seen all of The Hobbit. I've seen a lot of The Hobbit. I had some issues with The Hobbit putting things in that were not in the book and messing up the timeline. Congratulations on winning Wisest Wizard, and have a good rest of the time watching Lord of the Rings and being Gandalf, essentially. The wisest of the wizards. Thanks for stopping in, Livid Lemming. Bye! In it. Okay, I know I'm ending a little earlier than usual, but I'm feeling real tired, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Livid Lemming, Gecko Pony, I had friends in Dozeman for hanging out with me in chat. Thank you to everyone who might not have been in chat but still tuned into the stream. I have a speed paint video up on my YouTube channel, which is just Gingersnap Draws. I post memes to my Instagram, and I'm also in the Discord. Oh, Abs, I'm sorry. I'm so tired. I can barely think. This is as far as we got in the cat girl so far. So, doing pretty good on progress. But yeah. You get some sleep too, Abs. I'm gonna get some sleep. You get some sleep. Everybody go to bed. Alright. Bye guys. I'll see you next weekend.